I was on time.
P.
I
Kid
was
was
definitely
actually
on
on time. I was the latest one. I was on time, but I was latest
Hey,
one.
relentless likey. Your mama. I was on time. I was here.
Oh, my.
I was here with the drink. You know how hard it is to get in this corner around these fat guys?
Wow.
I love you all.
Sorry, no steak for you.
No. Monday.
Hey, listen, somebody's going to get us some steak soon.
Dollar Tree
Hey.
steak for Paris.
Calm down there, Sherlock Homeless.
You're darn right about that. Jesus, I need a job.
What?
Golly.
Breeze Nation, what's good? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. As always, man, we got the squad in the building.
Yeah.
As always, super producer Joel, hold the pettiest man alive, Mr. P. Kid. Of course, Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC. The man formerly known as Ringo J. Stefan the Don. And Mr. Drew Better. If you knew better, you do better. Say who better? Nobody, bro. You done zoomed his camera out. I can see the back end and stuff on.
I'm trying to look it. Trying to make it look good.
Oh, God.
That look good. That's
We got to zoom that in a little bit, baby. We got to zoom that in a little bit. That's all right.
What's she doing back there?
Hey,
I'm just
hey,
joking.
I was not here.
Hey. Got a lot to get into on today's episode, man, as the Chicago Bears have some interesting news surrounding them right now. It seems like there could be a little trade-up scenario per 670's Chris Emma. Could the Chicago Bears be looking to trade up in this draft? I think it makes a heck of a lot of sense. Ben Johnson making a case for why the Chicago Bears could draft Will Campbell, and a great interview by Adam Hogue today with he's got a little arm. He's got little arms. He could be nothing but torso.
I heard they grew a little bit.
And I would draft this young man.
Yep.
Yeah,
Don't matter.
They grow depending on which day it is, how warm it is outside. He's got what is that called when like stuff expands and shit? Don't worry about it. We also got to talk about the Bears possibly being linked to Nick Chubb, and then
Jeez.
Tyler Warren seems like he is on the list for a top 30 visit here in Chicago. All that and more on today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Boys, y'all good? You okay?
You got him with that one. That one got him going.
You trying to say erection on the line? What are we talking about? What are we talking
Like when a tire, that did sound bad.
That sound bad, bro.
Like when a tire in the winter like loses air because it's cold and gets more air when it gets
Tire gets a little stiff, huh?
Contracts.
contrast.
Contracts.
I know what that part is, but don't worry about it. We're not that smart.
It's
something to see. Something to see.
Real quick, number one in the chat was Isaac. He said, "Bear down, let's
Shout
go."
out Isaac.
Shout out to
Crimson
Isaac out
in
there.
there. E. Wood, Noah P, J. Real, Erica Langevin. Okay, what's up, Erica? Murderville Beats, Jimmy Hoffa, Relentless Mikey going in the D Lab, and Silver Harvest, and that's what for the beginning. Appreciate you guys.
Hey man, appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love as always. Boys, everybody good? Everybody feeling good?
Oh, feeling great.
Yeah.
Feeling amazing.
Yeah, you look. You got some Bucha going. You look like you came straight from the gym.
Synergy, yeah.
Trying to get the gut health right.
It's time. It's time. Yeah.
It's been time for
Too many steaks.
multiple
It's been
times.
time for years.
Yeah, it's been time.
It's not the steaks.
I'll still hold on to the Mr. Meaty name, but Mr. Meaty's going to lose some
With
weight.
friends like this, who needs enemies?
Hey, I'm telling you.
Hey man, let's jump into the conversation because the trade up scenario. Oh boy. Oh Joel. Here we go. Here we go.
Joe.
What was
that?
Super
What was that?
producer Joel.
Oh, Joel.
He got fries. These guys all over the place. Listen, Chicago Bears are possibly looking to trade up. Per Chris M, I thought this was interesting. He was talking about this on 670 The Score today, and was really and even wrote an article about this, basically talking about moving up could be in the Chicago Bears' plans here. What he said in the article, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I thought this excerpt was really good. Said the cost of the Bears moving up from number 10 to number 4 overall would be one of their second-round picks, either 39 and or 41. If the sides were following the guidelines of the NFL draft value chart. In that hypothetical scenario, the Bears could be in the driver's seat to select a top non-quarterback in this class. But given that this class is viewed as weaker than those of recent years, the Bears could perhaps move up into the top 10 by attaching their third-round pick, number 72 overall, to their number 10 overall selection. The cost of doing business may indeed be less this year, and general manager Ryan Poles could be drawn to that possibility. Even a trade up 2 spots to the number 8 overall pick currently held by the Panthers, which I don't think they'll ever trade with us again.
Yeah, that's dead.
Would cost the Bears their 3rd round pick and net Carolina's 5th round selection, according to the trade chart. That type of move could prove to be valuable as well. Boys, this is a real conversation for me. I love the fact that he starts with 4, and I want to focus on that real quick, and then we can talk about the Panthers one. But to me, the pick at 4 here, if there is a chance that the Chicago Bears are looking to trade up, if you can get to 4, not only may you have the pick of the litter at Mason Graham, who I think is one of the players that you would love to trade up for. Will Campbell is also a name that I think you could throw on that list as well, of course, if you're moving up. And we'll talk about the Will Campbell scenario here in a second. But with how this thing is falling, you could go, I think 1 is Cam Ward. No doubt, right?
Yeah.
1 is Cam Ward.
Yeah.
2 might be Shedeur Sanders.
Yes.
Cleveland.
To Cleveland. You need a quarterback. I doubt that Shadeur's doing well enough for you to feel great about him doing an Eli in that situation. But you know what I mean? But maybe. But I could see 2 to Cleveland.
Deion has said he wanted him in New York, though.
I mean, listen, it don't matter if you don't get to New York. Y'all wanted to win games at the end of the season. Feel good about yourselves. Shut up. 2 could be either way. I figure Travis or Shedeur right in that spot. Yeah. If it's not Shedeur in Cleveland, it will be Shedeur possibly in my mind in New York. Both teams need a quarterback. I think the other team goes Travis because they view him as a generational player, can play on both sides of the ball.
You got Travis to
you could have
Patriots.
Abdul Carter 4.
You got Travis at going to the Patriots then?
No, I said
Patriots
Travis
got
could
the,
go 2 or 3.
2 or 3.
3 right now is the Giants.
Patriots
2
is
is the
4.
Cleveland. Patriots are 4. Basically, you'd be making this trade with the Patriots. That, to me, if now all of a sudden you're sitting there with pick of the litter on which defensive player you want, that is so incredibly interesting. If you're telling me that the value to get there could basically be a 3rd-round pick added to your 1st-round pick and your pick swapping, it's a no-brainer. I might make this deal if that is on the table, if there is a possibility for that, just because now you've got pick of the litter at one of those top guys who we're sitting at 10 right now. You may not be able to get to that guy. What are your thoughts, boys?
Yeah, I think. I mean, if you're going up to 4 and all reports are that Abdul Carter, he hasn't even worked out. I seen something that said, he's still working out some things with his shoulder. You talk about getting that help on the defensive side of the ball because at that point, you're talking about possibly a Mason Graham or Abdul Carter. If nobody's taking a flyer on this, though, I don't see why you don't get an Abdul Carter because at first we were talking about if you possibly would keep a Will Levis, Abdul Carter would be the pick. So I think that this is a definite no-brainer. You get a game changer on that side of the ball, and it doesn't cost that much. I mean, I even seen something where they said that they brought Myles Garrett back, and they could have possibly took Abdul Carter to pair with him in there to make the defense more lethal. So if you're getting that at 4, I mean, come on, what are we really doing?
No, for sure. JC, what's your thoughts?
I'm getting tingly just thinking about it.
Oh,
I don't know why
he's got me.
Okay.
I don't even know why you
All
put
right,
this out in
now.
the atmosphere because just the chance of going all the way up to 4 and getting probably the best blue chip prospect out there outside of maybe Travis Hunter, who can play both sides of the ball. Abdul Carter is a no-brainer. I mean, he's like the second coming of Micah Parsons. Same jersey, same college. I mean, of course, that's a lazy take, but that's literally exactly what he is. He is another version of Micah, and that's why you would want to go up and get him. I'm fine with doing that. I'm fine with if you're saying you're going to give up 10 and 39 or 41, take it. You'll still have a second-round pick. You'll still have a lot of other issues that you can cover, running back, and, some more depth on the offensive line. Abdul Carter really, really fills a lot of boxes when it comes to that second edge rusher, maybe a hybrid that can also play linebacker as well. You got rid of Jack Sanborn, so that would be meaty.
I personally feel like we're This is an overthinking moment. I say that to say we knew what we needed to shore up coming into this offseason. They focused on it. I think you just complete that cycle. There's no need to take that leap to potentially get it wrong. I think you go with Will Campbell or you go with Armand Mimbo. I think you stay where you are and not risk giving up more depth later because there are still valuable pieces even on the defense as you get in the second round.
How do you potentially get it wrong though?
I just don't see it happening. Like for instance, there are a lot of projections that have Cleveland taken
Abdul Carter.
Yeah. There's a lot of projections that say that. So realistically, I don't see that being like you're taking a risk to move up to 4 and you still might not get the guy you want.
Well, it depends on if that's the guy they wanted. But you guarantee you get Will Campbell. You guarantee you get Mason Graham. You guarantee. That's the thing. I think there might be a run of these big dudes. We're seeing the big dudes start to fly up the board.
If Abdul Carter goes at 2, there's going to be a run at quarterbacks. Because it
ain't enough quarterbacks to run.
But kid, Mason Graham is not a slouch.
Yeah,
no, I'm not saying he is.
Mason Graham is absolutely that dude.
Mike Green is not a slouch. If we want to be technical, at
Mason Graham a different.
Mason Graham is him.
Let's be for
Fletcher Cox, Aaron Donald.
I hear what you're saying. I'm just think about it. There's too many.
I love Mike
There's
Green.
3
I hope
teams
he's
that
Fletcher
need
Cox.
QBs. The Giants need a QB.
Yeah.
The Browns
Not really though.
No, they got
See,
right now.
and that's the thing. There's not
But
too many
that's for the year.
The Raiders need a QB.
That's not.
You can't go long with Geno.
There's not too many teams that need a QB. Well, the thing is, you're rolling with Geno right now. You're not taking a QB this year. There's only 3 QBs to take. None of these mugs would be in the first round if this was last year's draft. Every one of these quarterbacks is going after J.J. McCarthy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the quarterback draft that you have. And realistically
After
speaking,
Michael Penix.
you're talking about the after Michael Penix. I forgot about him. Realistically speaking, you're talking about the quarterback run being
Jackson Dart may crack top 10.
he may.
Maybe.
He may.
Maybe.
Yeah, but because the Saints need it though.
Because they
If
need
there's
one.
a trade up.
Right?
But I think that what I'm saying is you're talking about 3 teams that need a quarterback, and one of them may sign Aaron Rodgers. You're talking about the Colts. You're talking about the Saints.
If you sign Aaron Rodgers, you still need a quarterback.
You still need a quarterback, but
You still need
but
to draft
what
one.
I'm doing if I sign Aaron Rodgers is I'm probably not trying to take Jackson Dart.
That's when I take Jackson
I'm
Dart.
taking Jackson Dart if he gets to me at 21. I'm not moving up to go get Jackson Dart. The quarterback draft is so mediocre this year that I think that's why the Bears would want to trade up in this scenario and try and get a blue chip piece, try and get that blue chip defensive player and make sure that you get it. And to me, I see the people that are like, oh, but you need depth. You need to go out and get the guys. Listen, if you're telling me I leave this offseason with the defensive line rebuilt, I get Abdul Carter and or Mason Graham or Will Campbell. I've either got my offensive line fully rebuilt or I've got this defensive line fully rebuilt. Either way, now I'm ready to hit the ground running. I've still got 2 second-round picks. I've still got 2 second-round picks to go out there and still address other needs. You wouldn't have a pick in the 3rd. You wouldn't have a pick in the 4th. I think we have one in the 5th, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I think that would technically be the end of our draft there. But my thing is, this game is built on blue chip pieces.
I respect
How many
that.
blue chip pieces you got? Those
Only
blue chip
handful
pieces, most of them will not be there at 10.
Yeah.
You don't think Will Campbell will be there at 10?
He's not.
It's a if.
I think
He's not.
What
The
you're,
think he will be.
the
What
Patriots.
you're doing is-
I think he will be.
what you're doing is that you're trying to hedge your bets that you can get a good player, period. So why wait and hope that someone snatches a guy, at 10? Now you're probably getting the second best of that position because if Campbell's gone, you're taking the second best guy. If Abdul Carter's gone, now you're taking the second best defensive end. If Mason Graham is gone, you're taking the second best defensive tackle. So all you're doing is guaranteeing one of those. What scares me is that if they make this trade, if they don't go for Will Campbell, that means they're probably going to roll the dice on Braxton Jones as the left tackle. But they
That may be
shore up.
happening anyway.
Right, but they're shoring up the defensive line to a point that they may need that piece that Dennis Allen needs on the D-line because we don't know if they don't feel that Dexter is the guy. He actually fits the he was more so drafted for the cover 2 defense and how they had him as that 3 technique guy. If he wants to go with the other guy from Michigan, it's probably he might fit what they want, Mason Graham. So
Mason Graham.
I'm fine. I mean, look, I like it. I want to trust this scouting department. I want to trust this process to see who they actually pick.
Yeah.
Because we don't know. It's like 1 minute, is it Ashton Genty if they want to show up the running game? But it's like, well, they just signed Swift last year. And we still have a running back with Roshan.
My question is,
And they may draft another running back in the later rounds. So what's the big board really like?
I'll tell you what the big boys like for me. The blue chip pieces at the top.
Well,
and if you're telling me there's a chance I leave this thing with Abdul Carter, now if Abdul Carter's going right, maybe you don't move up as high. He did bring up the scenario where you don't go where you go just move up to 8, right? 8 probably can get you Mason Graham with how things are falling. 8 probably can get you in still getting one of those blue chip pieces. It would still cost you a 3rd round pick. Then I think I might be a little bit less inclined to move up because it's like, okay, well, I'm here. If somebody's on the board, I want to take that conversation.
Yeah.
I want to have that conversation. I mean, I also don't think Carolina will ever trade with us again. But to me,
what's your philosophy on what side of the ball we draft for? Because if you're like, hey, we definitely need to draft for defense, I can see what you're saying. If it's, I want to fill out the rest of this O-line, I don't think you need to move.
We need a left tackle and we need an edge rusher.
I don't think you need. So, but it matters because if you say Mason Graham or Abdul Carter, you got to move up. Those I don't think they're going to make it to 10.
Mason Graham, I think may, but it depends on if you get if Armand Membu ends up moving into the top 10, if he moves up there. Like it's going to take guys moving up. Dum probably is going to end up falling out of the top 10 now.
Ted
McMillan.
I told you.
The fact that I knew who you were talking about.
I like
Dum.
Hey,
this is
my thing. I get it, right? There's something about the younger generation, right? You want to, hey, we letting it know. We putting it out there. I ain't scared of nothing. I'm not worried about it. You ain't got to say everything.
Nope.
Like you really don't have to say everything. I ain't even gonna say the younger generation because I say the same thing about Stephen A. Smith. This crash out tour that he's on is crazy. You ain't got to say everything.
Yeah, he needs to shut up.
You could have left it alone at this point. Like it's certain people you don't have to say everything.
Yeah, agreed.
And that to me is like, I think he just cost himself some money. I think teams are going now. There's gonna be somebody that looks at that from the glass half full side and goes, "You telling me you was that good and you didn't watch a second of tape?" On your own, but I think there's most teams going to look at it and be like, I've seen the don't watch tape route. Yeah, I mean, that's not great players.
I think that the question really comes down to, again, who has the most impact if you draft a player, right? Not everybody's just going to be – you would like it that you draft rookies and they do their thing. They should. They may in their minds feel that they have totally already rebuilt this line. Just by fixing the interior, you already have Darnell Wright. And if Braxton is, in their minds, a capable, good left tackle, they may say, yeah, we take a left tackle in the 2nd round or in the later rounds. But I think now they're going to draft for depth. So at this rate, it's like we can actually have drafted at a luxury because now it's like, what is the most high-impact player we can get that could do something? And if they want a rotation on the defensive line, it actually makes kind of sense.
I think the reason why I'm not scared, sorry, real quick, I wanted to comment on PK's philosophy. Your usual philosophy when it comes to the draft is what?
Skip these picks.
Exactly. Skip these picks. And I think this is the year. Well, yeah, but honestly, in this draft, I would take this philosophy
you end up in a bad spot.
I feel like if you skip the picks, if you say, you know what, we're going to move up and skip the 3rd round, skip maybe one of our 2nd rounders if we go all the way up to 4 because that's what it's going to cost, and we get the guy, we get a generational, quote-unquote, player, a blue-chip player, a special player that will impact the defense or the offense for the next 10-plus years. I don't care about 72. I don't care about 39 or 41, whatever we're getting, because now you've completed almost your roster. And the roster, for lack of a better word, has technically been completed over the course of this free agency, over the course of this offseason.
You still got some holes.
You got some holes, but they're not gaping holes. They're like little bitty little. They're not potholes. What a hole.
But let's be for real though. Like the moves we made on the line.
Yeah.
The best move we made outside of center was a guy who was over the hill in his 30s.
He ain't over the hill yet, though.
I mean,
he's
get
still
what
a
I'm
pro.
saying.
I was gonna say he's still playing.
He's
at
still playing at all pro level.
Over the hill guy.
But
he's still playing at all pro level though.
You're gonna start having to rotate that out a little bit.
Yeah.
Eventually, yeah.
You're in a prime position now to get your 10-year piece there. You take it now. The one thing you've always done, it's also about your. But it's also about your team pro. I get what you're saying. It's also about your team profile though. What have we always been able to do? What have we always been able to find?
Cornerbacks,
defense has never been our issue.
Mm-hmm.
go all in on your offense.
So address the offense.
that's
is
but
what
you're
saying.
talking.
Dennis
about the
Allen
first
has
round pick.
enough. There's enough talent. Like that's why we were so attractive to this coaching
see,
staff.
I think-
We already had the talent in
No,
so
but
many
this
respects.
is the difference, kid. If you trade up to 4, this is the power of quarterback. That's the best player in the draft. And it's not close. That's the best football player in this draft.
I don't think you're gonna get him.
If he, I'm saying
no,
if you're
I'd
at
say
football,
Travis Hunter.
who?
Maybe
It's
Travis.
Travis.
Maybe. I'm with you on that.
It's
I'd say
Travis.
Travis is maybe
Let me ask
right
you this.
there.
Let me ask
Right
you
there.
this. And I think,
and that's not-
listen.
and that- and that's
I
not
think
no-
Travis is a
that's not
phenomenal.
no-
I think Travis is a phenomenal football player. Is Travis Hunter the best wide receiver in this draft?
No,
I see what you're saying.
Is Travis Hunter the best wide receiver in this
he's
draft?
not the
No,
best.
he's
might-
not the best cornerback either.
And
He's
Will-
not better. He's not better than
And in
Torrey
the league-
McMillan.
and in
He's
the
not better
league,
than
he's
Will
not.
Johnson.
He's going to be a good player on a team that eventually could win.
Is Travis
He's not
Hunter
gonna be
the
the guy,
best
though.
DB in this draft?
No, Will Johnson is.
No, I'm with you on that because I said that.
I
but
see the Michigan yellow peeking through. You ain't in the line, I fan.
Oh no, wait. Is he top 2 in either?
No,
top
no,
two.
no, yes.
He's top 2 at DB.
Is he top 2
don't-
receiver?
Here's
I don't-
the
No.
here is the
He's not top 5 receiver.
he's top 5 receiver. in
five,
this
yeah.
draft.
Travis, yeah.
Travis, he top
All right,
5.
so pure athlete stuff like that, he might be the best.
But it's not a great receiver draft either.
Pure athlete, yes. I think
He,
I think
he might be the best pure athlete. This is the best football player in the draft. I got pure athletes.
Okay.
I seen pure athletes. We drafted a dude. We talked about it this morning. We drafted a dude that could jump out of a swimming pool.
Yeah, Gilbert.
That don't help me on
Yeah.
a that don't help me on a
Gerard
football
Gilbert.
field. Gerard Gilbert.
Dumb Gilbert. Yeah.
I don't know about Dumb Gilbert. I don't know. I don't know.
all
I'm
right,
sure he
all
watched
right.
tape.
I'm sorry.
There was some
All right.
tape watch. All I said was stop
Hey,
saying
Dumb.
everything. But like he's the best football player in the draft. And if
Okay.
you're telling me I could trade up by giving up a 3rd rounder to get the best football player in the draft, I'm doing that every day. I'm doing it twice on Sundays, maybe 3 times on Tuesday. Depends on if I got a meeting that day.
You
or
know
not.
what this is
But-
though?
Right.
I also doubt the fact that you can trade up with just a 3rd round pick too.
That's second. You got to get a second. before
I doubt that you're
If
gonna.
if he's there, you give it up.
I doubt that you're gonna be able to go from 10 to 4 just giving up 1 extra pick.
It's a weak draft. It's such a weak draft.
But
The,
the thing is, if
the
they
only
go
the only room
And if you're trading with the Patriots need more picks.
the only room that everybody's raving about is the one room that I keep telling you you don't need to take Aston Jenny at 10. That's the running back room.
Well, yeah, I think I don't think there's any. Well, that's not me. I'm not gonna say there's not anybody,
we
but
know.
I'm not taking a running back at 10. We actually do have some running back topics on this show today. So
Oh, do we?
We got to talk a little running back on the show
Let's
today.
get it going.
But we're not going to do that yet. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to show love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do because we're talking about top 10 in the draft. And Ben Johnson was on with CHGO today's Adam Hogue. And I thought, good interview. You okay?
Oh
You
yeah,
got to pee?
I might have to.
He's a little uneasy.
No, it was the all you could hear was like the fountain was real loud in the interview. so he was driving. He was like, I got to pee.
That's what you meant.
Yeah, it's like-
All right,
It was like every
great.
5 minutes, I was like, I gotta pee.
all right.
But I believe Ben Johnson is making a
hilarious.
case for Will Campbell, and dare I say, I think Ben Johnson is making the best case for Will Campbell. We talked about it today with Adam Hogue, and Adam Hogue just asked him, "You care about arm length?" And I love this response. He said, I love watching the tape without knowing anything. To me, that's the most important indicator about whether a guy can play football or not. As you're watching tape, if concerns arise about getting long-armed on the perimeter and it becomes a consistent problem, then yeah, I'll look at the arm length and see if it fact checks or not. But really, the tape to me is more important than the measurables. And boys, we've seen the tape.
It was good tape.
Great.
Darn good tape.
I'm gonna tell you this right now.
I take that tape.
Dang good tape. Hey, we've watched Will Campbell for 3 years at LSU. Nobody brought up his arms.
No,
I watched this man start as a rookie, as a freshman.
Yeah.
That's a
Start
rookie.
16 games.
That's
No,
a-
that was it. 13 games
That's a rookie.
as a freshman, and looked dominant in the SEC.
and that matters.
And by the time it got to the draft, Muggs was like, I don't know, little T-Rex tiny. Little tiny.
Get a little tickle the arms there.
Hey, what
Yeah,
team?
what
What
you
team
got
did
going
those
on here? You're
did
not
those
lifting.
guys work for? It's like lobbyists. What team did they get paid off from to say that? You know, maybe his arms a little short.
Well,
Maybe he can
listen,
fall to
I
my
think
guy,
I think
you
what
know?
ends up happening is
The Bears?
the
Bears.
the measurements come out, and you look at guys who have failed at that position because of and we blame the measurements. Well, it was because his arms were tiny that he was terrible at tackle. No, it's because it was a bad tackle.
Or
Sometimes it truly is because if you can look at and with some guys it is this, you can look at something specific, and like Ben Johnson said, if he's getting long armed to death, every freaking defensive end that comes out there at the NFL is just get you. That's different.
Yeah, he's not though.
That don't show up on Will Campbell's team.
No, get some.
In fact, what shows up is Will Campbell is usually into people's bodies so fast. Take that for what you will. That you don't even have a chance to long arm him.
Yeah.
And that he's so overpowering and is so aggressive with it, and his feet are so perfect
If you look at the flip
that
side,
you don't even have a chance to long arm him. So, like, I've been saying this the entire time. I loved hearing Ben Johnson say this.
Yeah.
I think he's making
Yeah.
a full case for being widely open to drafting Will Campbell.
Look,
widely open was crazy. Yeah, that was a wild rant, but it is what
leave
it
the
is.
door
Here we
wide
go.
open. Oh, this is an or ad again.
Well, that's your back door.
Oh, boy.
wide open.
All right.
Look, at the end of the day, as you just know,
Sorry.
haven't heard that in a minute. At the end of the day, it's really as simple as this. And we people who watch the game, even analysts, scouts, I feel like they overanalyze at times or over scout. You want a football player.
Yeah.
When you look at the tape, do you see a football player? Answer is simply yes. You know, now that you're getting to this one day, and we had this conversation, to a certain degree on a different level this morning about, do you want a guy with upside versus a guy that has shown production on the college level, that has actually had the numbers? Will Campbell has given you the numbers. It's not about this one day where you give him a measurement and he's 32 and 6/10, and now we can't get him because now he's not going to be able to hold up. What did he show you in college versus some of the better competition, versus some of these prospects that are coming out on the other end on defense, that he can hold his own, that he's aggressive, that he's the kind of mauler that you want on the left tackle. So I argue that when you look at guys that have longer arms that aren't talented, like Braxton Jones.
How about this? If you look at the roster, right? Or do I have the picture?
Oh, you got your
Talking to the
color
mic,
codes.
You got the
I'm
monsters
talking
of the
about-
midway. Right?
You're talking over the
Oh, is the people movers? Is the
Right
people
there.
movers list?
No.
What we got?
Where's my stupid? Where's the picture?
There's no people movers.
Oh
list.
boy, here we go.
Ah,
Joe's trying to pull up graphics to
All
show
right.
us stuff. Give it a second. Let it
It
breathe.
was here last time.
And there we go.
Yes, all right.
A lot of
Yeah.
yellow on that list.
Oh,
A lot of yellow.
Is it? Where?
We
is
like
it?
that.
it's up.
Oh, all right. It's acting up. Whatever, man. So, if you look where are we strong at, right? I still want my left tackle updated. The defense looks pretty good if you got Dexter, Sweat, Grady Jarrett. We don't know what Dio's going to be doing, but he should be a contributor. So it's like, if you did all this to get Abdul Carter, does it make sense? Because now you just have an
Absolutely.
embarrassment of riches on the line.
I'll
But
take
you
that.
literally could just fix the line.
I like
if you take-
embarrassment.
Now, do we pick somebody in the second round on the line that could actually still be? You could get a day one starter from the second round if they scout well. But I just see. Go ahead.
You got 8 people as pro,
As all pros.
as all pro on the defense, and you want to talk about drafting the defensive player? I got 3 all pros.
You talking about offense?
On the offense. I'm just saying. I'm looking at your chart. I'm just saying, if
Yeah.
you're comparing this chart, I think
Based
we need
off-
to be talking about this. The
Yeah,
offensive.
like if you look at
I need more yellow on this side of the
You got your
field.
Dahlman as a blue over a yellow.
he's good. Not
Dahlman's
everybody's
not great.
They're
He's
not
not
saying he's
all-pro.
the best. He's a good center.
He's in
the
the top
best.
5 center.
DJ Moore is also not all pro, but
DJ Moore is definitely not all pro.
I have him as a pro. I didn't say he's
what does pro mean?
pro means you're pretty much at
So
one
what
of
is
the top of
blue?
your positions. Blue is like you're a good player. You fit.
Yeah, DJ Moore's blue.
Yeah. All right. Fine. Well, then I'm moving on to blue. I don't care.
You get your color codes right, all right?
Whatever.
I'm trying to figure out what pro means. Like, I'm confused.
Oh, is it Pro Bowler or is it all pro?
You son of a, nobody cares about the Pro Bowl.
Okay.
Hey, let's play the Pro Bowl real quick, kid. Hold on. I got your flag. Ah, Pro Bowl. I got you. Take it with you. Pro Bowl.
Nah, I just think I'm with JC on this though. Like you hear so many people talk, especially when we cut on the tape. We hear it all the time. Like, okay, really? Well, how good is he? What does the tape say? What teams did he play against? And he's been doing it. So it's like it's one of them things where just he's him. Like, are you really gonna let measurables stop that?
Yeah.
You really gonna let measurables stop that? And when you talk to this guy, you listen to this guy.
Oh, he interviews
you can hear
He
him
interviews well.
talk like,
I love him going.
hey,
Watch my tape.
Yeah. Yeah.
he's not old dumb as y'all put it. He's literally like, hey, I'm trying to be good to great, and this is how you go from good to great. So I don't understand what the issue is. Plus, you get another 10-year starter. I wouldn't mind Darnell writing with Will Campbell for the next 10 years.
Oh yeah, listen, you got your tackle
Like,
position sure
come
up,
on
and
now.
I feel like
What are we
Will
talking
Campbell
about right now?
is not even a gamble. You know what I mean? You get your tackle position shored up.
Little bar.
I think you're in a very different situation here moving forward. Now, listen, here's the thing that I also want Bears fans to remember, because I think making a case for it and going into the conversation we were just having about the possibility of trading up. Your goal is to not be here again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Your goal is to never have a shot at getting one of these dudes this high again. If that is the case, take advantage of getting one of these dudes this high right now. That's why, for me, the trade-up scenario is in play. Because I don't want to be here again. That's why, for me, if Will Campbell is there at 10, you run the card in. I don't think Will Campbell's going to be there at 10. I think that, you think you had Will Campbell at 10. I actually have Mason Graham possibly being there at 10.
I doubt he's there.
Is Mimbo just not a good
He is
player?
not a
Armand Membo's a right tackle.
Absolutely.
He's a right
I think he's the best tackle on the board, honestly. But he's a right tackle.
But they say he can play left too.
You got to switch him over there. He's never done it.
It's not his natural position.
Yeah. Why? I don't want to gamble like that. We're trying to advance this team. So you get a guy that's been doing it. It makes sense for me if we go for Will Campbell and our line is done. Because you're going to have to start drafting linemen regardless, starting in this year as well as next year.
Yeah.
Tooney at 32 is cool. I see him being here, solid contributor for two, maybe 3 years. But it's time to start drafting.
Hopefully,
and also,
Maybe.
I think
Right.
I think the thing that we're not talking about enough is even if you do bring him in, he's learning from a freaking
All pro.
Pro
He gets to
Bowl.
figure it out. Oh, no,
He's-
not Pro
he's-
Bowl. All pro.
All pro, all pro,
big difference.
Pro Bowl.
multiple Super Bowl,
You're down.
multiple Super Bowl winner. It's like there's if you draft him, there's literally nothing but upside there.
Yeah, listen.
So-
I think you're getting an opportunity to develop it with it. To me, I love the fact that Ben Johnson. I love that we have a head coach that sits there and because. You know what Flus would have said. But, well, listen here, Crusher. You know, everything's important when you're taking it into account. You know what I mean? You got to take all the numbers into account.
I don't know
all the
what's up
measurables. Yeah, what is up yours? That's a big question there. And I think that's really where you come away with this game. And then sometimes the rain in Spain falls mainly
Oh, God.
On
Here
on
we
the
go.
plane.
let me
that's
ask you
real.
Ben Johnson
That's
is
real.
like I don't want to know what he's got. Put the tape on.
Let me get you.
If the tape look good. Hey, by the way, Shamar Stewart RAS scores. Tape don't look good.
Nope.
Let me ask you
Nope,
this,
nope.
because that interview, the one thing I did hear outside of having the undeniable sensation of pee every 5 seconds, thanks to that fountain. That fountain needs to have a sponsorship, by the way. I mean, they were right there.
Brought to you by Aquafina.
You know, he talked about, let me make sure I get his name right, Tyler Warren, because I'm about to say Tyler Booker. He talked about Tyler Warren. He kind of lit up with that one. How did you feel about that? Like,
We're going to talk about that in the final segment.
that's true.
If you had read the top of you.
Yeah. I know kid was in the preview over there. I saw that.
I actually can't see the preview.
When we talked about all that
Yeah,
stuff,
we
when we
actually
said what we were
previewed
going to
the
show.
show.
okay, I got you. I
He
thought
said-
we were talking about the running back.
Yeah.
We need an optical ad.
Yes.
I gotta get you a
I got an idea.
It's my dark horse right there. It's my dark horse at the
Tyler
top.
Warren, dark horse.
It's my dark horse
He
at the
actually
top.
got a dark horse this year. I watched the tape. I'm on cold.
You dog right. Jaquinton Jackson,
Jaquinton
baby.
Jackson, buddy, cold.
Oh, he was just named one of the top 5 at his position.
No.
Yeah, he was.
Jaquindon
Jackson's like
No, he's
30th
not.
running
Oh,
back. in
no,
the
no,
league.
no, you're right. You're right. You're
I'm
right.
like, huh?
You're right.
No.
Hey man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Let me know what your thoughts are on the you throwing the people
that?
movers up there.
Oh, no, man.
Oh, I thought you was about to.
I was going to. But
thought
But
it
no,
ain't
man,
happening.
appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. We're going to keep this thing moving along, though, because seen a couple of things here that have the Bears linked to Nick Chubb. Saw this over on NFL Rumor. Also saw it on 24/7 Sports. Nick Chubb to the Chicago Bears, I think is interesting.
Why?
If you have the conversation, well, 11 cents to get him in
here we
here.
go.
First off, 11 cents to get him
Why?
into the building. You're having a tough day.
No.
Yeah.
All of them rendered
Man
a
said
certain-
11 cents.
It costs 11
Just your
cents.
type of guy.
Hey, let me tell you this. If everybody in Chicago calls the number down here right now and donates $2,
We can.
we
sponsor.
can get Nick Chubb into the building.
That's
I don't know what's going on here.
No,
But-
it didn't do the background render out. It's okay.
But I think this is a move that could be in play. If, and per 24/7 Sports, Nick Chubb is open to coming to the Chicago Bears. And I don't know if y'all remember this, but him and DeAndre Swift, college teammates.
Yep.
So makes it interesting.
Okay.
This is in play for me if you trade your 3rd-round pick to move up.
Right.
Or you trade one of your 2nd-round picks to move up. Because you're getting low money, high upside, but you're taking a chance on the injury. Broken foot last year. Of course, we know the devastating injury that he had. Didn't
MCL.
seem like he had the same burst last year, but you're getting kind of this thunder and lightning type thing. And, I mean, there's so many running backs on the list here. Like, give up $100,000 and go get a 6th-round pick and grab a Jaquindon Jackson who will be there.
I'll take him.
I'll take what's his name? DJ Giddens out of
Giddens, yeah.
KC State. I like his
Jalen
game.
Blue.
Like there are names on here that I think are still available to you.
I'm shocked at this, Pat.
Why?
Because the one person who just hates running backs for a variety of reasons. It's like, yeah, even for 11 cents a day, we can sponsor somebody and get Nick Chubb. I get it, right? But we're 2 years removed from 1,500 yards. You kind of had the same argument with Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp only had one really, really high season. Why are we having this conversation?
How much Cooper Kupp make this year?
Hey, listen, I don't know.
More than he will.
Hey, but he taking up a roster spot, dog.
I'll tell you one thing. Pat has no problem taking running backs that are over the mill and might potentially give you 1,000, 1,300 yards randomly.
I don't mind taking him when
That's a high gamble.
Might.
Here.
I don't mind taking him when it's cheap. No, listen. I mean, he came back. He didn't nearly look the same last
No,
season. I'm not going
not
to
at
sit
all.
here and say he did. You know what else didn't look the same? The
The
Browns' offensive line.
Yeah, the Browns.
Yeah, he might have just.
You know what I mean? What does Nick Chubb look like behind what the Bears' offensive line is?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Better
And
run rate.
weirdly enough, we can say that.
Yeah.
Hopefully that plays out on paper.
No, I'm with the Nick Chubb if the price is right, obviously. Come on down. And I would be okay with that. But here's the thing. I'm looking at the age, 29 years old.
Yep.
Like you mentioned, the burst isn't there. He's not nearly as agile. You got a really horrible injury, and then you came back, and then you messed up your foot. You broke the foot for the remainder of the season. Like, to me, that's a lot of pile up of injuries. I don't know if I want him or if I just want to start over and just get somebody in the later rounds as a backup.
I think with a running back, is nothing wrong with having multiple running backs. It's not
No,
like a
not at
quarterback.
all.
Like they used to say, if you have two quarterbacks, you have no quarterback, right? In terms of a starter, with running backs, we could do the rotation. If he doesn't cost anything, I'm fine with that. And the thing is that you can find impact players. Now, my issue when it comes to running backs is when you find the special player. If it's like a McCaffrey or a Saquon or Adrian Peterson.
That guy that was hurt all year made all that money.
No, I'm saying, but when he was – dude, you know what I'm talking about, man. Like
You were talking about Christian
the
McCaffrey. I said that
special-
guy that was hurt all year.
the special type of running back. I get that. But if other than that, most of the guys are just solid guys that contribute. I mean, Matt Fortes of the world, you know, it's a solid guy. He played for a while. Did well.
It's a great
Yeah,
question in the
different,
chat.
though.
I got to
That's
ask
different,
this. So, 5-year gap, 2 major injuries. Is he better than Roshan?
He might be quicker.
His brain is better than Roshan's
Yeah.
right now. And that's the worst part of
I
it.
mean,
That I
like,
agree.
Like, here's the thing. Like, his injuries are somebody shattered his leg in half, and he broke his foot, which is a The bone.
Two things that are very important for running back.
No, for sure. No.
You might want to use that thing, dog.
But you know what's very important for a running back that's a gap scheme runner? To be able to run through the gap where they're going to hit you in the head.
I get it. So we're talking about two limp dogs here, all right? Like, so I get it. Is one better than the other?
If Chubb is healthy, maybe he's back.
If Chubb is healthy, Chubb is better. I think here's the thing, too. The money that you would commit to Nick Chubb, you could go into training camp and be like, oh, this guy sucks, and get rid of him.
Yeah, if he's not breaking the team because you got a team-friendly deal, what will you make, like $5 million or $3 million or something like that? They gave, what's the name, $7-8 million, right?
Yeah, Swift is making too much money.
Swift is making $7-8 million a year as a running back.
Way too much.
So Chubb might be getting like 3. You know, is that going to kill or break?
Calm down.
What do you think, a mil?
1.5.
Really?
Yeah, I got 1.5.
Realistically, no, he is.
I got 1.5 for one.
I'm fine rolling
No,
the dice
because here's
on
the
that
thing.
move.
Here's the thing,
I
too.
don't think he'll really get.
No, because this is the conversation, right? Like, he has to reinvent himself as a player before he turns 30.
So you're saying he can't?
You
got to
have a hot year.
Yeah.
He can't make demands.
You can't come in here and be like, I'm going to do. You need to go to where there is an offensive line that is going to run block. Where there's an offensive innovator that is going to get you involved. Where there are all these pieces that are going to perfectly fit around you so that your legs don't snap anymore.
True.
You need to have all of these things in place, and the Bears seem like a good spot for that. Plus, he's got the comfort of having his old college teammate in the building with him as well.
I would give him $2 million with a possibility
I thought you said a box of
of
gloves.
it getting to like.
Does
4 or
Eric
5.
want this guy?
4 or 5. Me personally, I'm going in the draft.
Yeah.
But that's just me because of
You draft
his
one, dog.
injury history. And
draft
there's too many running backs for me to not to say I can't take a flyer on one of them. So I don't know. That's what
really
I'm doing.
deep
Eric
running
already
back draft.
rumor already cursed out DeAndre Swift apparently. So I don't know.
Already?
I don't know if he.
They can't even talk yet. What, he cussed him out over text?
I don't know. There's a rumor.
You always been a
I heard
Wait a
you
minute.
got fired on your day off.
Hey, so they can't talk. So is a rule like does a voice memo count as talking?
So basically, they can't have him in the building. They
I
can
know,
talk, but
yeah.
you can't have him in the building yet. But
Every time I'm in the
Like,
kitchen,
how you? Like, I was watching your tape, and you should have hit the hole, but you didn't. Like, what is he doing?
hey, bro,
Eating out a hog mouth.
I like pig feet too.
I ain't gonna lie to you. It probably was because of the tape, though. He probably
Milk.
was watching this tape
better put
last
some
year.
water
He was
on
like,
it.
now, boy, you know you're supposed to hit this hole. What the f is wrong with you?
Yeah.
But it might be different because we
Love
actually
is there.
have an interior line. We have a center and 2 guards that could actually create these lanes,
Great run
the holes that
grades.
we need for this team. So
I second Ringo's idea to just draft a running back.
No, I'm with that.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
You
that's-
know I'm
right
with
there.
that.
Hey,
I
don't
think-
trade back.
No.
Use all your picks as is. Get a running back.
But we
later in the draft.
but listen, you understand that it's about the trenches. It is all about the O line and the D line first. It makes everybody look good. So if we can get those things fixed, if we do move up and take Carter at 4, we definitely have a crazy rotation. Now it's an abundance. We still have a deficiency, I feel like, on the offensive line. But if we're going to take a lineman in the second round and we trust they're going to get a tackle, we still don't know what they're going to do with Karan Amageji.
Heard what you just said.
What?
Deficiency at offensive line. That's the one thing I don't want.
Because I don't trust
Like, I
Braxton
don't care
Jones.
about. That's one
But
thing
they
I don't want.
But listen, they
But
may
see,
say that
I'm looking at
Braxton
your
might be
list
better
right
than-
here. That's the one thing I don't want,
No,
dog.
but see, I think this is the thing too, though. Like the pieces you brought in are going to listen. I'm here for the pile on Braxton Jones being bad conversation too. Braxton Jones is going to get better.
I don't know.
With Joe Tooney standing next to him and this becoming a run-heavy offense,
He don't
Braxton
got
Jones
a
is
cho-
going to get
he don't
better.
got a
Right,
choice.
that might
Like
be the thing.
legitimately,
Man, that's 50-50,
he's only
bro.
because you're going to do
He can
more.
legitimately get worse.
Hey,
No,
hey,
hold on, hold on,
listen,
hold
that's
on.
deplorable, unfathomable, improbable.
Hey, yeah.
Hold on.
because you're going to do the thing that he does best more. You're
He's a
going to
better
be
run
running
blocker.
He's a good run blocker.
He's a better run blocker.
I do not like him as a pass blocker, but when you get Braxton out in space, he does kill people.
and
Darn it, Pat.
and
I thought they might go ahead.
And for what Ben Johnson said, he wants to be able to later on put the accountability on the players. Joe Tooney is literally, like I said, he's freaking won Super Bowls. So you think he's gonna be able to stand next to Braxton Jones going to be able to stand next to him and just go, I don't know. Like, Joe Tooney is going to make him. He's going to make him be better.
I don't think
you
Braxton
don't have a
Jones ever
choice.
didn't know. I think it was a talent issue.
I don't know.
Block somebody.
Like, come on. What are you waiting on? I don't know. Something amazing, I guess. Something amazing, I guess. Like, he ain't got no choice but to step up, bro.
Yeah, no.
No,
think,
he does have a choice. He could just be bad.
No, but
bro.
Hey, players can just be bad at
the
football.
people
Like,
that
actually, for argument's sake, if you think about it, we were not that good running last year. At times when he would run, he could. He was definitely terrible pass block. I mean, the man literally is getting blocked into Caleb, going down with him at the same time. Like,
hey, guess what?
trash.
Guess what? Jared Goff didn't have to worry about that.
Yeah, but they ran more, and they had 2 running backs. Like, they had a scheme.
And they got
had
3
a tight
all-pros.
end. They used their personnel better.
We
had
all-pro,
stupid coaching.
Seems like we need to draft that all pro, right?
But the thing is when Thomas, who was the OC?
Thomas Brown.
When Thomas Brown coached for a few games, the offense actually looked capable.
Tomlin 2.5, baby.
When Tomlin 2.0 was out there for
That- that-
2
that's-
games.
That's negative
I will
2.5.
never forget how Cap crushed that man.
Yeah, he hurt my soul.
JC said, "What are your thoughts on the possibility that maybe he's Mike Tomlin 2.0? That's what I've been calling him on this. Would you bring him back?"
Yeah, no.
No freaking shot.
Yeah.
That man said he could go 5-0 in his head coaching tenure, and I'm still going. I'm like, Jesus, Cap.
His face. So you think we could bring
Yeah,
Tomlin 2.0 back?
Killed me.
Thank God he did. Because I like the coaching staff we got here.
Yeah, I do too.
No,
Big
but
on, what we got here.
I would just hate that they do. If they look, it would be cleaner and makes more sense to go ahead and update the whole offensive line all the way. So move away from Braxton, make him a nice swing tackle. You got Amagaji, get him coached up, and you draft another lineman into what? Because I mean, Braxton's done after this year.
Dude, he gets me every time. QB ain't gonna
He
be
better
touched
work.
around me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you got to come in confident. You got to say something like that. Like, my
QBs don't
quarterback,
get-
my quarterback
Hey,
needs to
hey,
stand up. Yeah.
QBs don't get touched around me.
Yeah.
Said, oh, dang it, Caleb, no.
No,
Get up, Caleb, please.
that dude, he gotta
Got
go.
that quarterback.
Hey,
killed
first of all, why did Poles draft him? Did Poles draft him?
Poles draft.
Poles draft him. Hey, he didn't play nobody. He didn't play nobody.
That's one of those, let's go get the guy that nobody
Hey,
knows
so
about.
that's what I'm talking about. Will Campbell actually played somebody. Draft that guy.
Exactly.
Draft that guy.
Makes sense.
Hey, do the simple stuff.
Shout out to Big Yale.
Hey, listen.
Shout
A
out
lot
to
of
Big Yale.
they have a lot of educators come from there.
Big educators.
You know, not a lot of football.
Hey man, let's finish it out with
Name
this.
one.
I got to get up out of here and do the Karana Magaji. I got to get out of here and do the Chicago Bulls breeze as gonna watch this Bulls game. Gonna be doing it from here. So blue knob.
Oh yeah.
Blue knob.
Oh, this guy's up 1.5 games.
I ain't counting that other game.
I don't want to get that.
I ain't
I said 1.5 games, son.
Y'all cheating.
Hater.
Hey man, appreciate y'all.
Did you win?
Yeah.
Did you win?
No, so I had to come do Locked On
Yeah, he
Bulls.
walked
So they
away.
had Drew roll for me. I went bankrupt. I'm like, no, I didn't agree to this. I didn't agree to this.
Okay, no.
Oh, why you gonna throw me under the bus? Y'all
Does that
You
count?
the one
I'm
wrong.
say y'all know already.
That don't
seen
count?
me.
My boy, Drew.
Hey,
You
Joe.
my boy.
Hey, Joe, does that count?
Don't count.
You my boy, Drew.
It don't count.
Hey, if Drew sits there and starts saying it don't count.
You already skipped me on 3 topics. Now you're not about to throw me under the bus. Oh no, that is not going to happen. I will cut everybody's mic off.
I love that he said we skipped them. Jump in this one, Drew.
You didn't say nothing.
Hey, Pat literally looked at you like,
Hey, I did. I looked back there 3 times. He was looking down.
I was like, okay, I guess he
All
doing
right.
something.
Because y'all had dominated,
Let
and
you
I'm
get the
trying to
next
keep us on
5 minutes.
schedule, so I was not going to.
All right. We'll start here. We'll start here.
No, forget it.
Oh, not this stuff.
Hey, no, Drew, we gotta know. You want Nick Chubb?
No.
There you go. There you go. Hey, hold on, wait, Drew. Are you trading back? Trading up?
Yeah, you trading up?
Yes.
All right.
That's why we don't ask you questions.
And do you want?
You're
Will
supposed to
Campbell?
agree with me.
Do you want Will
No,
Campbell?
I could expound. I'm trying to keep us on time schedule.
I
Do you want
respect
Will
it.
that.
Campbell?
Hey, let's start it off with Drew here, man, because Bears are being reported to be bringing in Tyler Warren as a top 30 visit guy over the weekend. Troy Pauline reported the Bears are a handful of teams that will host Penn State tight end Tyler Warren for a private workout. Now, with Tyler Warren being on the board, I mean, listen, I think this guy's a phenomenal player.
That's a blue chip player.
He
Nice
is
blocker.
He's a blue chip tight end. I love him blocking in space. I don't really like him as much on the edge, but I do love him blocking in space. But the dream here is we've got actual big dudes that block up front, so hopefully we won't need our tight end to block as much in space.
Phenomenal.
But I think he's such a versatile player. I think he shows out on the board. I'm not sitting here telling you that he's Brock Bowers. I don't think that he is Brock Bowers, but can he be Brock Bowers adjacent? I do believe that he could be that. I think that I don't want to say a poor man's Brock Bowers because that's
0.8.
Brock 0.8 is nuts. But the tape on this young man tells you that the NFL level is going to be something that he is going to be a really good player at. Drew, when you look at the fact that Tyler Warren is coming in here, he would be a top 10 pick. Is there anything he can show you in this top 30 workout if you're Ryan Poles that makes him the 10th overall pick?
Honestly, I don't think so. Even though he's a potential for a phenomenal player in the NFL, I don't think our need is for tight end right now. We need to still either work on the front or the back trenches. Tight end is a luxury that if we had everything solidified already, then we would go for a tight end like him. He is definitely somebody that's going to make an impact on his rookie year, but I just don't think we have the time in our development right now to take a tight end over the defensive lineman or the offensive lineman, or even, if you don't want it, even Genty. So I think we got to take a pass on this one, even though he's a quality guy.
I'm going to piggyback off of that and just say that Ben Johnson, when he was in this interview with CHGO, he got real giddy over two things. One, talking about the slot receiver in that spot, understanding how his scheme, and that even if that wasn't the hot route, it just ended up being that slot receiver that had a lot of impact, and then the tight end, and specifically this guy here. So if my head coach, who we all are putting a lot of faith in, wants this gentleman, I think there's a good opportunity for him to be there, and I can see him having a bigger impact, or just as big of an impact as Cole. Hey, you threw me off. Just as big of an impact as Cole.
We can't say that on YouTube. Just watch them.
Wow, Pat. I can see him actually have an impact. Is it a luxury? Yeah, but at the same time, it's like if versus us drafting a running back, I can see him actually having more impact than Genty with this particular roster as is.
JC, what you like about it?
I'm cool with Tyler Warren. We talked about it this morning. I have no problem with the Tyler Warren there, but it depends on if all the other prospects that you really want are gone. If Ashton's gone to the Vegas Raiders, if Will Campbell somehow is gone, if Mason Graham is taken early, who else? If Armand Membu somehow doesn't fall to us as well because he's being talked about, then I'm fine with him being the pick because at that point he'd be BPA.
He's not over any of the linemen to me. Any of the top linemen.
You know, now when you say
maybe Membu, I guess, because right tackle, left tackle. Although I'd still take a chance. He's the only one left.
Well, so you're saying Will Campbell and Membu are gone. You're not taking him over Josh Simmons?
Yeah, I'd take him. I'm talking about the linemen that aren't reaches for me. Josh Simmons is a reach.
Who else is going to be there? Kelvin Banks Jr.
Banks,
kind of failed.
No, Kelvin
kind of fell off.
They got him going 12 right now.
They got Kelvin going as high as 7.
I'm trying to think who else is there.
What list are you looking at, Joe?
I'm just taking.
Linemen to me, I feel like because we talked about. I feel like
Nice,
what outweighs it at that point.
I think at this point our top dudes that we know, right? Abdul Carter, Mason Graham, Will Campbell, Armand Membu. Who am I forgetting?
You mean just in top 10?
I'm talking about the linemen.
Just two linemen?
Tyler Booker ain't going that high.
No.
They got him going high, though.
Simmons, Kelvin Banks Jr.
They got
else?
him going
Yeah, those all left. I think so.
Josh
those
Connerly,
four, I feel
second
like I'm
round.
missing something.
Say it again.
But so Mason Graham,
Yep.
Abdul Carter,
Yep.
Armand Membu,
Yep.
Will Campbell, That's all the linemen that's basically the top 10
So
guys?
offensive, defensive.
Offensive and
top
defense.
15.
Top 10 dudes. So outside of that, so those are the top
Connerly,
4.
Zabel, those guys are like late first, second round.
I think those are
You're
your.
not thinking he's an edge, though. That Green is still floating.
Mike Green is still in there. He is kind of in there with the Saints and sometimes.
They
But
got Mike Green.
I don't.
They at 19.
Yeah, I don't know where he ends up at. He could be anywhere 5. He could be 36. But outside of those 4, all the rest of the linemen, yeah, I'd take Tyler Warren over.
Yeah. And like you said, if Ben Johnson's kind of getting giddy already over, the potential, I feel like he likes 2 running backs in his system, and he also likes the 2 tight end sets in his system.
And I'm basing it all on his
interview.
His interview. It's an interview.
He
was
lit
like-
up. He
but
did.
lit up.
Look
on
at
it.
what
He didn't
what
light up
Detroit
on a
did.
running back topic. He was asked about the running back topic. He didn't light up on that one. He lit up about this guy specifically.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Which means we're probably stuck with Braxton.
Not necessarily. Second round, you get Josh Connerly.
Yeah.
Josh Connerly's
They got
out of
Connerly
Oregon.
going- they got him going in first.
Better
first
potential.
round.
You still got
He
somebody
might,
that's better.
there's still left tackle. Heck, you can go Warren McMillan in the 3rd round if you want
But
to.
let's say
And,
this.
and
Jonas
like,
Savia.
and,
Yeah,
I
there's so
I
many.
watched Warren McMillan. Was that him
Do,
out of West
do you
Virginia?
give up a second
Oh, you
and
did
third?
Wyatt.
Wyatt Miller.
Yeah,
Wyatt
Do
Miller.
you give up a
Yeah.
second and third to come back in and get old boy with the
Move
hurt?
up?
Yeah, move, give a second and third to go
You
back.
could
up.
if there's a guy that you think is going to fall. Gray Zabel could be a
No,
dude.
Simmons. Do you trade up to get Simmons?
Josh.
Probably not.
And
Nah.
you don't trade up.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I like
in the lower first round.
You know what? Here's my issue with Josh Simmons, and not to say, hey, these mugs really is all over this thing. Here's my issue with Josh Simmons, and we got to get up out of here in a second there, but Josh Simmons' entire draft excitement is based off of 5 games.
Yeah.
His junior year was not exciting.
Well, he was at a different college.
His sophomore year was not exciting. In fact, he looked underwhelming. Felt like he got it right this year. Maybe he's a late bloomer.
Yeah.
But as soon as we got a chance to take a look at it, he got hurt.
it's not
I don't know if I can trade up for that. I don't know if I can
You're willing
risk
to do
that
that.
much to go
Yeah.
go after a player who 5 games is the entire. Now, in those 5 games, he looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying he doesn't, but I just think it's tough to me if you're going to take it. To me, honestly, though, Tyler Warren, if you came out of this draft with Tyler Warren top 10, I don't know if I'd feel great.
Would you feel better
You
if you
wouldn't
chose a
be
running back?
mad. You wouldn't be mad though.
I'd feel good
Would you
because
feel
I know
better
I'm
with
gonna
him over
use
Genty?
Over Genty? No.
I feel like I would almost feel the same if you took either. Because, again, I'm not going to be mad if we take Ashton Genty. I'm going to go, why would you? Oh, God.
Yeah.
But it's because I know Genty's going to be a good player. I know Tyler Warren's going to be a good player. I would go, all right, you made a pick.
Genty
Like,
would have
you
more
went-
of an
you went-
immediate impact.
You went
in my
with a
opinion.
good player. You know
Well,
what
it
I
depends
mean?
on what they do with Cole Kmet.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he could have an immediate impact too.
He's
And
owed
how
way
him
too
and
much
Cole
money.
could play off each other could be phenomenal. So
Do you keep Cole? if you get him?
Phenomenal.
He owed way too much money. to let him
Yeah,
go.
you keep Cole.
it depends on how Ben Johnson wants to run it. But Cole's under contract. If you got Cole under contract, you got him cheap. It wouldn't surprise me. So we'll see what the Bears end up doing, man. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think that Tyler Warren is a name that makes sense for the Chicago Bears in the top 10? Bears bringing them in for a top 30 workout. Good to hear that. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love as always, man. For the super producer, Joel Holt. Not a super today. You know, a little love you game.
Thanks,
A
man.
little love you game. Love you though, man.
Hey, that's Lex
F
Luthor
you.
right there. You got to leave him alone.
F you.
Oh, okay, all right. Pettiest man alive, Mr. P. Kid. As always, Mr. Medium Self Jordan JC. F me. Stefan the F you! F you!
Y'all are never
And wrestle. Man, formerly known as Drinko J. Stefan the Don. Of course, Mr. Drew Better. If you knew better, you do better. Say who better? Nobody, bro. It's your boy, Pat the Designer. Back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bad down. One love. Peace.
One love. One love.
I'm be so happy when we finally just draft somebody.
I'm so ready to just for the draft.
Draft, just
23
draft
more
the
days.
guy,
I'm
bro.
excited, actually.
23 more days.
Oh, we got to put it out there for the draft.
I just,
Yeah,
hey, listen,
well, we didn't do it today.
I just want to just draft somebody and we argue over if it was a good pick or not.
I think we'll make a good decision.
I think Ben Johnson.
Yeah, do another mock.
I think they can go. I think they're going to do
Another
well
mock
either way.
3.0.
I kind of
Time
trust.
for another mock. I
Yeah,
got
you
a
gotta
mock
put it
right
out.
here.
Yeah.
Nice mocks.
Nice mock.
By the way, most of the mocks that I've ever read say we either get Will Campbell or Kelvin Banks. That's it.
I'm good on Kelvin now.
Either one.
I haven't seen either of them anywhere near the Bears in the last couple of mock drafts.
Yeah.
ESPN has it. Mel hasn't had him up there.
He's going
Matt
as high
Miller
as
hasn't had him
4
up
to
there.
the Patriots. Will
Ooh.
Campbell.
Yeah.
They've
Oh,
had
Will
those
Campbell
guys.
for sure. Yeah.